Unsolved Mysteries Rewind is a commercial-free podcast that focuses on cases featured on the television show Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. Each episode features a single case and, if possible, updates and an expansion on the original story. Listener discretion is advised for listeners who are sensitive to true crime details.
Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries Rewind, two friends get together to discuss episodes of their favorite television show, Unsolved Mysteries. Will they find answers? Will anyone care? You may be able to solve a mystery.
Today I have, for the first time ever on the show, we have Laura. How are you doing, Laura?
Pretty good, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know that the episode that we're talking about is an episode that has really resonated with you. I just want to know if you could introduce yourself a little bit and just talk a little bit about yourself. I know you're from South Australia, which, of course, is just fascinating right off the bat.
Yes, just the big down under, as the people call it. Basically, I'm 32, and basically I'm a medical receptionist, and I have, in my spare time, I've always been fascinated with Unsolved Mysteries especially, but other shows as well, other true crime books, stories, things like that, where just fascinated by them, and my favourite show is Unsolved Mysteries, so I thought that this would be a good idea to come on and give it a go. Yeah,
we went back and forth, and we're just trying to figure out when we could do this, and even though you're 13 and a half hours ahead, we figured it out. We're here.
Yes, we finally did. Yes, we're here.
Do you want to talk about the episode we are going to be talking about tonight, and what segment?
Yes, so we are discussing the case of Greg Webb and Anna Anton. It's called Bad Chief, and it's Season 2, Episode 4 of Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, this is one of the early ones, and what I really like about these earlier episodes is that we get people who are actually involved in the cases working in the reenactment. I think that's exciting. I think there's something about that adds a certain element of
realism.
Realism, and it validates things, and you just have to wonder, like, how they were feeling, when they're in this reenactment.
Oh, definitely, yes. It would be a little bit hard especially if they were close with the person, and to have it happen so close in, your hometown, it would feel very strange.
So what we're doing is we go back in time to about 1986, and we're in Lyons, Nebraska. And I've never been to Nebraska. Nebraska is not a state that I think about very much. No offense to anybody who might be listening from Nebraska, but it's kind of a farming community. I think. So basically, there's a woman named Anna Anton, and she moves to Nebraska, Lyons, Nebraska, kind of out of nowhere in the middle of October. And we hear from one of the people who lives there saying no one comes to Lyons unless they grew up here, they have family here, and then they basically said, well, that's it. That's the only reason to come here. And Anna didn't have any of that, which I just think is kind of strange, right?
Yeah, right off the bat, she's definitely a stranger, and you've got to wonder what's her connection to this small hometown.
She's also a couple years older than you currently are. So, I mean, I guess you see that kind of connection where it's kind of like a person with this mindset. But I think that maybe you and her had very different backgrounds.
Just a little.
just a little. She had married somebody named Tom E. Anton, which I couldn't find very much information about. I mean...
No, but he did die in 2013, I believe.
Oh, really? Now, they were married in Palm Beach. Do you know if he also was still in Palm Beach?
Oh, I didn't know that. No, but when I looked up Anna Anton on Find a Grave, which is a very interesting site, I did read that he was born in the 50s and died in 2013, but didn't say where. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. They had a picture of him though.
Say it again?
They had a picture of him.
Oh, really? All right. See, I'm sure the link is there and I didn't click on it. From what we understand, Anna Marie was kind of what you're referring to. I think you read in the same article I did, a late blooming flower child. She experimented with some drugs. She had probably a bout of some depression where she attempted suicide in her teens. And I'm sorry, you can go on.
No, that's right. I was just going to say the weird thing I found about this segment the very first time I watched it, sort of going down a rabbit hole, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Was that they didn't actually show a picture of Anna Anton. Usually they show a picture of the victim, and just so we can get an idea of what, they look like.
Yeah.
But I did find one on the Find a Grave website, and she looked very, very 60s.
Oh, really?
Very. I mean, it could have been taken in the 60s because she would have been alive then. But she was. Yeah, she looked very sweet, like a nice lady. But yeah, I thought it was weird that they didn't show any photos at all of her during the segment at all. So you got no real idea of what she looked like.
It's weird that we have such a lack of photographs of these people. I mean, one or two. And that's where I kind of got this idea of maybe she was sent here under witness protection. Like, I think this was really your theory.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, I guess we can get to that, I guess. There's so much to talk about.
There is.
Do you want to go on with the story and kind of tell a little bit of it?
Oh, about the witness relocation?
No. Just in general, the whole story.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. So basically, we said she was pretty much, it seemed like she was an unhappy teenager, which is sad, but a lot of teenagers are.
Yeah.
As an adult, basically she was, one of her friends in Iowa said that she was, quote, a woman who did not have a whole lot of things to look forward to in her life, which, like you mentioned, is, pretty depressing, pretty sad that she, was kind of had that outlook and was kind of, I guess, plain Jane. And
it's one thing to feel that way. It's another thing to have other people think of you that way, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. So. It was. I mean, before she moved to Lyons, she lived in Iowa, so a lot of people knew her, and that seems to be the general opinion of her, which is pretty sad. But the one thing that sort of held her back was that she was actually disabled, and she'd injured her leg very badly in a car accident 10 years earlier before she moved to Lyons, and she walked with a cane. So that would have inhibited her quite a bit from doing a lot of things. So maybe that's another reason why they meant she didn't have a lot of things to look forward to. It was hard for her to get around. She always needed help. So maybe that was it.
Yeah, and it seemed like when she moved to this community, the community really opened up their doors to help her. I mean, they would give her rides to church. She seemed to be really into the church, to help her do shopping and all that kind of stuff.
And she supported herself with a small disability pension. But apparently they paid for her groceries and bills, and they checked in on her, helped take care of her and her dogs. Now, I did read in one article that she had 3 large dogs, but then I did read in another article that she had 2 Irish setters and a cat. So
weird, right? Like, I mean, how could you get any of this wrong?
Well, then again, you have mentioned before that Unsolved Mysteries they didn't even mention that. But with Unsolved Mysteries and with articles, sometimes they get things wrong and they leave things out, and you got to wonder why. But
could also be the tell. We find this from time to time with Unsolved Mysteries, where they'll intentionally change something that's not important to everything, just so if somebody were to call and say, well, I knew Anna, and blah, 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 it's like, okay, well, what was wrong? Like, what did we get wrong? And the person would say immediately, well, she didn't have a cat.
Ah, yes.
Maybe.
Exactly right.
It's my theory. It's a theory, but it's Could be. I mean, they have to have some way to vet these people, and they probably have had a lot of wackos kind of calling in just for attention.
Oh, I would imagine so. Yes.
But yeah, she appeared to be very religious, and she didn't drink, and she would go to church every day, which I don't know. Is that a thing? Because she joined the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was strange that it was her neighbour and friend Shirley Edgecombe that said, she'd go to church daily, and I didn't know that was a thing either. I thought it was a once a week thing or twice a week or something. But she appeared to be she had very high morals, and just appeared to be straight-laced, really.
Shirley was a character. Shirley's, I don't know what to think about Shirley. What did you think of her?
I think she was very monotonous in her voice. She was a bit bland.
Yeah. I think you're being kind there. Because but it was also, there was certain things that she said that I thought rubbed me the wrong way. When she would say if she could get a ride to church, she would go all the time. And it was just,
yeah,
I don't know, like, it just seemed a little bit of a jab. Like, she'll only go if she can get a ride.
Yeah, kind of like she's taking advantage.
That's kind of the way I felt a little bit. And this woman, I definitely think when the camera was turned off, this woman was just talking crap about everybody.
Maybe she was the town gossip.
She was. Yes. I think there's no doubt about it. Shirley was the town gossiper.
And if she was, well, Anna confided in a very interesting person. But they became friends, apparently. And Shirley would take her grocery shopping and everything. And one day Anna confided to Shirley that her ex-husband was involved in drugs and that she had testified against him.
Right.
And this is why she had moved to Lyons to get away from him in case he harmed her. So there was that.
I love the idea where she gave her an envelope and said, if something happens to me, open this up. And I put in the notes that I just have to ask you, if somebody gave this to you. Now, we're not talking about a family member. We're not talking about somebody who you've known your whole life. We're talking about a new friend.
Mm.
And they handed this to you. Wouldn't you want to open this? Wouldn't you want to just, what's in here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I definitely would have to be nosy and figure out what it was. It would sit in my drawer and my eyes would be burning to open it. I'd have
steaming
to know.
it or doing something to open it.
Yeah, I'd have to know. But I read somewhere, and I couldn't find it again after I read it, but it said, from memory, it said that the number was, in the envelope was a number of a woman in Iowa, but that's all the information that I could find. So just a phone number and a name. So
very odd, just very strange. I mean, it's possible that woman in Iowa was related to somebody who died. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And could have been an old friend of Anna's or someone that knew Anna's proper story and could sort of shed light on what was going on. But I wonder whatever happened to that envelope. Maybe, I guess the police would have confiscated it.
Right.
And checked out that lead.
So on December 16th, 1986, Shirley comes to deliver groceries and Anna is not home. Now, what's weird is they mention in one of these articles that when they went into the apartment, the groceries that she had bought recently were gone. Did you read this?
Yes, I did read that. Yes.
Like, that seems a little bit strange. Why is Shirley delivering more groceries when she just spent $78 on groceries?
Yes, that's very strange. I mean, it doesn't know how long they've been out there for, but it was, that's very, very strange.
Yeah, definitely a weird one.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how Shirley got into the apartment?
Yes. So basically, after several attempts to deliver the groceries to Anna's apartment, knocking on the door and getting no answer, Shirley asked Police Chief Greg Webb, who actually lived above Anna, to let her into Anna's apartment.
Right.
So, yes, so that was allowed. And they checked out the apartment and they found nothing disturbed. They found that everything was in order, and they even found an outfit of clothes that were laid out on the bed. But Shirley thought that it was odd that the shoes that Anna always wore were by the foot of her bed.
Did you find Shirley kind of weird when she was like, well, let's check the bedroom? You know, like she was in charge of this investigation all of a sudden.
Yes, and Greg Webb was kind of just going along with it and going, oh, yeah, okay, let's check in here, let's check in there, yeah.
Like maybe we should just leave it alone.
Yeah. And they also found that Anna's dogs were locked in the basement, which was very out of ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is so strange. It's also worth noting that Greg is a police officer, but the reason why Anna chose this particular apartment is because he's a police officer. She felt as though by renting this place, it would have like maybe a police car in the front, and it would be a very safe place for her.
Yes, yeah, and that she's not wrong. I mean, that's what most people would think. I mean, if you saw a police car parked out front, and you lived there, you would feel quite safe. And depending on what her story was, she probably felt that it was the place to live.
She was wrong.
She was clearly.
Shirley's still like kind of nosing through looking for loose change or something like that, and she comes across a book of Anna's phone numbers, like her little just book of contacts. And it's just weird. Like she picks it up and she's like, I'm going to call these people. Like she's a part of this investigation. And I just laughed out loud with the reenactment because Greg takes it and he goes, how about I take that? It's my job.
Yes. And I think it was just a last minute thing. I think that he's just like, starts panicking and he's like, I'll grab it. I'll call these people and kind of taking it off her hands. Because I think, again, that goes to the fact that she probably really was gossipy and she really was like the town.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. She just very much needed to know everyone's business. And I mean, I don't know if I'd rummage through someone's drawers if they're missing. I don't know if I'd do that, especially if they're a new friend. Mm-hmm. And why didn't you go back to the envelope that had the name in it?
Right. Why wouldn't that be the first thing you do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, rather than just go through and be like, oh, look, I've looked through several of these drawers and I found this book that she obviously didn't want out, and I'm going to call all these people and say that I'm a new friend of Anna's. Have you seen her? And people just be like, what? So I
agree with you. Do we know how long Anna's been missing from the point that Greg let her in?
No, I didn't read that anywhere. No, but obviously because she was disabled, you would think that someone would check on her pretty much every day.
Sure, yeah, like a wellness check. Sure.
Yeah, and if she went to church every day, maybe she went to church the day before. Maybe she was seen out and about in the town. Maybe someone picked her up for something. Mm-hmm. But then again, it could have been a couple of days. So,
but thankfully, Greg, the police officer, took the book. And he's like, I'm going to call all the numbers, and I think we could trust that he would do that, right?
Yeah, totally, 100% agree.
Yeah, it's just one of these crazy things because he's being given such a major piece of evidence, and he's just going to toss it. I don't think that the little book ever comes up again.
Nope, never hear about it again. Yeah, so he was obviously, like you say, it's my job. And he called Shirley later and said that he tried all the numbers in the book, but he had no luck finding Anna. And obviously, as we know, people lie. So obviously we're pretty much in agreement that he never actually called anybody.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so he just told her that he did, and who knows what happened to the book.
Now, what I found to be so strange is that Greg would wait a full week before filing an official missing person report. I mean, 7 days. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's quite a long time. Yep. I mean, that's not right for his job. I mean, isn't it 48 hours or something you're supposed to report someone missing?
Now,
yeah.
Also, I'm looking at this. Wouldn't that be about Christmas? So this
nearly Christmas.
Because, this is right before Christmas, maybe even Christmas Eve, when he reports her missing. On December 27th, they will find Anna about, I think it was 30 miles away, several miles away. I might have read somewhere where it was 30 miles, but I'm not sure. We find her body nude, and her body is frozen, and she's in a remote field of Walt Hill, Nebraska, which is on an Indian reservation.
Yep, several miles from Lyons. Yep.
She was shot with two .38 caliber bullets, pretty common bullet.
I read somewhere else that it was actually 3 bullet wounds, but I went with 2 because as if 2 isn't bad enough. And she had a large gash on her throat, and her body was obviously frozen from the cold weather because it was wintertime.
That's terrible. I mean, there's so much about this visualization, visualizing all of this. We have a disabled woman. She's been shot. Her throat has been slit. Just awful. I mean, you can only imagine what this poor woman went through.
Yeah, really, really sad. And, it doesn't matter what someone's background is or whatever they've done in the past. No one deserves to die like that.
I couldn't agree more. Now, from what we understand, the body was found outside of their jurisdiction. But I don't know how this all works. When there's a homicide, when there's a dead body, I mean, isn't this pretty much like FBI territory, regardless of whether it is protected native land? I mean, nonetheless, it's a homicide.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I've never been in this, I've never been personally involved in a crime scene before. Thank goodness.
No.
No. Oh, well, there was that one time. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really know how it works, but basically they had to call in state criminal investigator Gerald Krieger from the Nebraska State Patrol, who sounds very official, and he was called to the crime scene to analyze it.
Yeah, he noticed the body had been cleaned, and it appeared that Anna was killed and brought there, which is probably not the most uncommon thing to find. I mean, I think we hear that very often. Somebody will kill them, and then they'll clean up, and they'll move the body. Yeah.
And also, I think, I don't know if I'm 100% in saying this, but with the cold weather, is that slowing decomposition?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's, we use freezers, right? Like for meat. The whole thing is just crazy. But yeah, I would imagine she would be preserved fairly well. We learned that her blood alcohol level is 0.22, which is tremendously high.
Yeah, I was going to say, you did say in your notes that would mean, so if she's because she seems to be quite fragile. I mean, we could be wrong, but I don't know how much she weighs. Like, I just threw a guess out there because I didn't even see a photograph of her, to be honest with you. I don't know if she's petite. Would you say that she was 120 pounds? I mean, doesn't really 120, 125. Yeah, I would say. And
that's 6 drinks. I mean, that's 6 major drinks, and I would imagine 6 drinks would put you out, right?
Well, it certainly would put me out. Yeah.
So, and probably most people that a third of that would probably be, something where they would feel very intoxicated. So
yes.
We're talking about 3 times that. Now, with us talking about her experimentation of drugs, and we do learn later she does have a bit of a past, or a reputation at least. Maybe she was an alcoholic and she was being sober, and this was her falling off the wagon and things just got really bad. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah. Maybe she wasn't always into the church. Maybe she decided to go to the church for spiritual guidance.
Sure. Very often. I think it's common.
Yeah. I mean, if she experimented with drugs and alcohol and she was an alcoholic, a lot of people do find comfort in the Lord, and they do look for guidance. So maybe that's why she went every day to stay strong. And maybe she just fell off the wagon, like you said.
And later on, I do want to just kind of mention, this would not be her first religion that she would follow. I believe she was following Catholicism at this point. And she had followed a sect of Christianity. She had done a newer little bit of, I'll refer to it as an alternative religion. So we'll get to it later, but it sounds like she's somebody who really sought out faith in many different ways. She had a path, and she didn't know how to get there. Maybe
she was trying to find herself. I think.
Sure.
I mean, anyone that goes through an accident that destroying, goes through a divorce, moves towns to moves to a new town, that's all got to make a mark on you. She's probably just doesn't know what to do in her life now, and living on a small disability pension, not knowing anyone, and she probably was just lost.
Yeah, it's one of these kind of crazy things. Well, I believe it's Jerry Krieger went to go see Shirley, who explained that Anna had told her about her ex-husband, and there was supposedly narcotic activity. I don't know why I don't know why Shirley would hand the envelope over.
Yeah.
Instead of doing what was asked of her. Maybe she thought she didn't want to get wrapped up into something.
Yeah, well, but she was a town gossip. She probably wanted to be wrapped up into it.
I bet you she opened it. It was opened. She put it in a new envelope, right?
Yeah, I think she opened it, definitely.
And I don't know if I believed her story right away. I think later on we learned that the story was a lot of hooey. It could have been to kind of, my theory is anyway, to make herself look like untouchable. Like she's tough, she knows people, and it's also one of these things where people will flock to you if you have a sad story to tell.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
An exciting one.
Yeah, but then again, she only gave the envelope to Shirley, so she didn't, I don't know if she went around town saying, I'm trying to get away from my ex-husband, that's why I moved here. I mean, maybe not many people knew, or maybe she did end up telling quite a few people in the church that she, the story about the narcotics and everything. But then if she's trying to hide, why would she say that?
Well, she told the town gossip. Everybody knew. I mean, and then again, think about it. We have Shirley delivering groceries. I wish somebody would deliver groceries to my house.
Yeah, I wish someone would check on me every day, make sure I'm okay, pay my bills, pay my groceries.
You know what, Laura?
Nice.
It would be nice, right?
It would be very nice, yes. But you're right. I mean, it could be, people obviously do flock to you if you have a painful story to sell. They feel sorry for you. It's a small hometown. Everybody knows everything about everyone. They want to make her feel welcome. And they see that she's disabled, which is like an extra, bonus. Not a bonus, but you know what I mean. So they just, they help her out. But like you said, Jerry Krieger's investigation showed that Anna's ex-husband had an alibi, and he actually wasn't involved in any type of drug use, which Jerry Krieger thought was very odd. And that again brings up the question, why would Anna make up stories like that? But it could be even to get back at her ex-husband, or to hide other secrets. I mean, who knows?
I think it's a little bit strange how we don't know if Greg and Anna had any type of relationship whatsoever. We're just not sure. No one is. It's assumed, but then it's not assumed. It's very strange. We get this reenactment of her in her downstairs apartment, hearing like a relationship going on upstairs, and she's very upset about it, and she's playing music, and she's supposedly upset about it. But we just don't know.
Well, I have neighbours upstairs, and I can agree with her there. I've heard some things I don't want to hear.
I've been there.
I've turned music on, and I've put pillow over my face, and I've screamed into it. So, but yes, I don't think it was for the same reasons that Anna was annoyed. And I certainly didn't sprinkle holy water on the stairs.
Yeah, that was weird, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, that's something that will come later, but
it's a little over the top, I think, stuff like that.
Just a little bit. I mean, I'm known to be dramatic, but I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, we're supposed to believe that she's jealous and this whole relationship was going on, but I just don't see the evidence.
Yeah, some people said she was really in love with him. Others said that their two personalities were completely different and that it would never work. Others said that she hated him. Others said they were just friends. So, I mean, why don't we ask Shirley? Shirley might know.
Oh, Shirley definitely knows.
She knows something.
We get this one scene where Krieger is doing this kind of interrogation in the middle of a diner.
Oh, my God, I love it.
How funny was it?
I cracked up.
Have you ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes, years ago.
All right. When he says, like, do you have physical relationships with Anna? And he goes, no. And I swear it was like Napoleon Dynamite saying it. It was just so, it was ridiculous.
I definitely see a connection, yes.
Because it was the worst lie. He's like, did you? No.
No.
And he looks away and picks up his coffee. It's like the most ridiculous. It's like my dog's face when you know he like pooped on the floor or something like that.
Guilty conscience all over.
And then he asks him exactly again in the same cadence. Did you have physical relationships with Anna? Yeah. It's just
on the night she moved in.
Quite the interrogation.
Yes, I thought it was, yeah. So obviously it's quite clear that he's lying to anybody with eyes. And so the officers ask Webb to leave, and obviously they start gossiping and discussing the possibility of him being a suspect due to his lies and the fact that he'd lied straight to Jerry Krieger's face, and the fact that they looked back at the crime scene and they noticed how, no items were left behind, no evidence. She was clean. She'd obviously been moved. So that would be sort of the knowledge of someone who might know what they're doing, or at least have a background knowledge of police work. So, yeah.
Now, you went down a fascinating rabbit hole where you found out all this amazing stuff about Greg Webb. And I don't know if you want to kind of summarize that and go through it.
Yeah, I can do that. So I thought, we should go down this rabbit hole just to get an idea of a little bit about Greg Webb, because we've spoken a bit about Anna. There's more to come, but we sort of get the idea of what Anna's like, but then all of a sudden we get introduced to this police chief, Greg Webb, and we know nothing about him. So I found out that he was 39 years old at the time. He was divorced, he lived alone, and he had a 12-year-old son. And in 1977, he went to Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe, to join a mercenary army. However, ironically, the same as Anna, he injured his leg. Probably not as bad as what
I thought that
Anna
was
did.
weird. I thought there was like this weird connection there.
Yeah. I thought it was odd as well. I'm thinking, no way, But obviously he didn't need to walk with a cane, which was lucky. And after injuring his leg, his career was cut short. Another reason he left was because he was actually annoyed when he found out that he couldn't take his money out of that country.
I just don't know why he wouldn't be able to take out his money unless it was illegal money.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was strange as well. I mean, I would be pretty annoyed if I made money over there and I couldn't bring anything back.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the screenshot I threw in there? Have you ever seen these notes?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. You can go on eBay and buy these things for a few dollars.
Oh gosh.
You'll make, and it's a $20 billion Zimbabwe note. And you're like, wow, $20 billion. And it's like $3 or something.
I'd like $20 billion, but the real $20 billion.
Yeah, exactly. I'll even take 20 billion Australian dollars. Which that might be worth more. I forget you know what? It's close enough. I'll just take it. I'm not going to nickel and dime everything. So,
yes.
But $20 billion, it's funny. It's a funny, kind of gag gift in a way, because it's worth maybe $1.
Yeah. So, but who knows? He might have had a lot of them. So he was annoyed that he couldn't take his money out of the country. But, then when he came back, he attended a Soldier of Fortune training camp in Arizona in 1981, maintained soldiering equipment and a supply of survival foods, and he's kept a small cache of semi-automatic weapons, which he would have liked because he was fascinated with guns, which is, a lot of people are in America, especially military weapons, and he read Soldier of Fortune magazine.
I do want to just say one thing about semi-automatic weapons.
Yes.
Might be a lot of people listening who do know about rifles and guns and everything. All guns are semi-automatic. All of them.
Oh, there you go. I just learned something.
It's just weird. Like, people are always like, it's a semi-automatic rifle. It's like, well, they're all semi-automatic. There's fully automatic, which are you can't buy anymore. Not as a normal rifle anymore. I don't know if old ones are grandfathered in. Like, if you watch old gangster movies, people have Tommy guns. Those are like fully automatic. Like, you just pull the trigger and it just, And in war, of course, they have those. But regular hunters and stuff like that, all semi-automatic means is you just pull the trigger as fast as you can back and forth.
Oh, there you go. You're coming from someone who knows nothing about guns. Thank you for that information.
And I don't know that much about it, to be honest with you. It's just, it comes up so often that, so that's always like one of those kind of weird things when people say semi-automatic, and I'm sure that you saw it written like that. Yes,
I did. So, yes. Thank you for that.
Sure.
So basically, I don't know what year he was hired as a town cop, but he was a town cop in Lyons to watch over the small town. Now, it hardly had any crime at all, which is obviously a lot of small towns don't.
Right.
So he was, trusted to make sure that everything was all good, and apparently he did. But apparently he was very quiet individual. He was dating a local woman in town, but he, for some reason, was supposedly hesitant about his reputation around the town.
So weird.
And gossip. So, I mean, what is he, like a 20-year-old girl? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of gossip that Shirley's telling people about, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe about those semi-automatic weapons, right?
Maybe maybe he has a few drinks and he starts boasting about things, and that's where the gossip comes from.
Maybe, yeah.
I've been to Zimbabwe. These are his pickup lines. Maybe,
yes. I mean, who knows? I mean, what is there to do in a small town except drink?
Right, and kill people. Yep. Of course.
And kill people, apparently. Yes, apparently. But now, so that's one rabbit hole down, so that's good. But I'm sure there's a lot more information about him. But basically, he was just a bit of an odd guy who kept to himself and, liked what he liked and basically went his own way. Now, this is another big sort of tangent, but like we said before, the relationship between Anna and Webb is very unclear. So there are those who believe that Anna was, like we said before, was in the witness relocation program and Greg Webb was supposed to protect her.
It's possible, I guess.
Possible, yes, but somehow I don't believe it.
I don't believe Greg Webb. Yeah, I just don't see Greg Webb being the protector of a witness.
No, and considering how they met and everything, or how we're told they met, obviously I don't think she was just, they said to him, oh, watch over her because she's in the witness relocation program, and he's like, sure thing. It's like, no, I don't think so.
But, I did have this, this total fan fiction tangent where I'm thinking, what if, let's just say she witnessed something with the mafia and they're protecting her for whatever reason. What if they got to Webb, the mafia got to Webb and they said, get the location to us and that type of thing, and he snitched. I guess it's possible.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yes, possible. Yes, maybe there was some kind of reward and he was like, gimme.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe. I mean, you don't know. I mean, he's never talked about it as far as I know. So, yeah. I mean, but then, like we said, it could just be simple as the fact that she moved in because he was in the police and that's where she felt safe. But
now that I'm thinking about it, okay, I'm going down this little rabbit hole. Maybe that's why he had such a, spoiler alert, his sentence we learn at the end, and it's relatively short for the crime. Is it possible he maybe snitched on people? I don't know. I mean, because it seemed excessively light. Like, whoa. I can't believe that this guy got a slap on the wrist for the most part.
Oh, it pretty much was. I mean, that amount of time is I mean, a long time if you really think about it, but not as long as what it certainly should be. I mean, he, was in his 40s when he was let out. So, that's like plenty of time to do more damage.
I just feel like if you kill somebody or you have direct involvement in killing somebody, you shouldn't be out in a short amount of time.
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not. I agree with you. So some in the town believe that Anna and Webb were not romantically involved at all. And like we said before, Anna was either jealous of Greg's relationship with the other woman he was dating, or she was actually disgusted with his behavior. They were sleeping together and not being married, and she was so religious enough that she would sprinkle holy water up the stairs near Webb's apartment.
That's crazy to me. That is just nuts. It's like praying for other people and stuff like that. I'm not buying that at all. Sorry.
No, I mean that's what Shirley said. So who knows whether Shirley's telling the truth? Good old Shirley.
Shirley.
Yes, but apparently I don't know if she'd make that up, but that's obviously maybe what Anna had told her. So,
now we also. I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's right. I was just going to say that could just be Anna could be lying, and she could just be hiding the fact that she had deep feelings for Webb, and
possible,
that she was pretending that she didn't really care when she did.
We also learned that she had a wilder life. Anna had a wilder life, and they were even on the show refer to her as a bar floozy, which I just think is a terrible way to describe somebody.
It's a bit low. It's a bit low.
But it's usually a description of a woman who, I think only women, I think it's just women who just drink too much and they sleep around. But I just, from the reenactment, I didn't get that at all.
No, it just seemed like she was very cheery,
friendly, like a host.
She was kind of just greeting everybody and sort of just walking around and having a good time. It didn't seem to me like she was actually flirting. But, apparently she was, don't know if that was actually the real case or whether people came forward and said, she had a relationship with me and blah, blah, blah. She was always like that around men, who knows. But, apparently she was a bit flirtatious.
We also don't know where Anna, did Anna live with somebody, do you think, before this?
I don't know. Well, she lived in Iowa.
Yeah. In
she would have
Lake Okoboji. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, I could not
Okoboji.
pronounce it either.
I'm going to say Okoboji.
I was hoping you'd know how to pronounce it because I was like, I can't say that.
It's Lake Okoboji in Iowa, I think.
Yes. So that was where they supposedly where Anna and Webb had met while Webb was on vacation. Why you would go vacationing somewhere on a lake in Iowa is beyond me, but I don't know. I've never been to Iowa, so I can't, no offense to people who live in Iowa, I don't know.
You're offending no one. People in Iowa are probably thinking the same thing. It's like, why would anybody come here?
That's the way I think when I think about where I live, so I get it. So apparently when they got to talking, Anna mentioned that the house where she was living had been sold. We don't know why. And that's when Webb suggested that Anna move all the way to Lyons, Nebraska, into an apartment below his, as she needed an adequate place for her dogs, who she referred to as her babies.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty common. I mean, people are very attached to their pets.
I know I am. I love my babies. I call them my babies as well. So I get what you mean. She didn't have children, so.
What are your animals? We have to talk about that.
I have a dog and a cat.
Okay, 1 dog, 1 cat. That's not bad. It's a good balance. I have 2 dogs.
The cat is on me right now.
I have only 2 dogs the size of cats.
Oh. I have a dog who is about 13 kilos and my cat is about half that. She is about 1 meter long. She's part ragdoll. She's huge. 13
kilos. I have to look it up. I don't know what that is.
Oh.
That is 28 pounds. That's a big dog.
Yeah, not too big, medium sized, but
my dogs are about 12 pounds. Maybe one is like 8 pounds, one is 12 pounds.
So little.
Yeah, 2 little guys, and they're fun.
Well, I don't know about Anna's dogs. Irish setters, are they big? They're big, aren't they?
I have no idea. Hold on. I should have known this, right?
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, they're really big. They're very pretty dogs. But
I don't think.
I'm sorry, go on.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I'm going to put one in our notes so you can just see right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like the beauty of working on Google Docs. I'm putting it right under the adorable Barfloozy comment.
Ah, yes. Okay, let's have a look.
But, you know, it's like they're kind of long hair, pretty dogs, like chocolate lab colors.
Let's have a look.
And it should update there.
Oh, they are gorgeous.
Yeah,
I want one.
I know, right? You want two. She wanted three, I guess.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, those are pretty, they look like nice dogs. You know, I want a real dog one day.
Yeah, real dog. Not a 12-pound one, not an 8-pound one.
No. Oh, yeah, and I say pound, and you're like, what the hell's a pound?
I can sort of calculate it. But
I think that's like 4 kilos.
Yeah,
4
very
kilos
little.
is 12. Yeah, they're tiny. They're like a bag of big bag of sugar. A medium bag. All right. Terrible comparison. So let's see. We know that at this point Anton has been found dead, and we're just trying to figure out who did it. Let's see. We've learned that she had this kind of past, and it's a very questionable thing. She finally meets him, moves in to into this town. What was the name of this town again? Lyons, Nebraska. So strange. I'm just trying to find out where we are. So this guy William Slauson kind of steps into the whole situation. He knew Anna from Iowa, and he was convinced that there was a relationship between the two, and he even helped. Helped Anna move to Lyons and claimed that Anna slept with Webb on that move-in night, I guess.
Yes, in his upstairs apartment.
Which is kind of presumption. I mean, that's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, is this acquaintance a good friend of Anna's? Would Anna share this information, or did William see this happen? Like, as in see her go up to his apartment? I mean, how does he know what went on inside? You know, they could have just talked all night, you know. They could have just had a glass of wine and talked all night, or there could have been some kinky business. They
could have just slept. You know, she probably didn't have her bed set up.
Could be that. Could be that. Exactly.
Could have been somewhat innocent, actually.
Yeah, it could be. Exactly. So, I mean, that's, you know, just assuming that about what went on. But
I do think Slauson was a good friend, though. I mean, for him to help move and and this letter, if you want to talk about the letter from Anna.
Yeah, so about a month later, Slauson said that he got a interesting letter from Anna. She wrote that she planned to make a trip to Iowa with Greg Webb, and but she also added that she didn't know if she could stand to be with him that long, which is a nice way of saying he's a nightmare.
Right.
And the letter was signed "Lonely, in shock, and hopeful." So,
that's bizarre. That is just so weird.
Yes,
that's a cry for help.
Any evidence of this letter? I mean, did he give it over to the police? Was it actually even received? It could be this, or could all be a lie. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it's a very strange thing to state exists. I mean, I'm hoping that he at least passed this along, because I mean, there could be postmarks there. There could be a lot of different stuff to kind of. I don't know. It just seems like I would hope that he would pass it along to the proper authorities. But on December 29th, which is 13 days after her body was found, right? No, 13 days after her body went missing.
Yeah, after she went missing, yeah.
And they it was a full week before they got a search permit. You know, like a, what do you call that?
A warrant?
Yeah, like a warrant to search her apartment, which is crazy to me. Oh, wait, no. I'm completely wrong. I'm jumping ahead, and that search warrant was for someone else.
Oh, it was for Greg Webb's apartment.
But they would not search her apartment until December 29th, which I think is crazy.
I think that's 2 days after her body was found.
Yeah. But still,
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that they would at least investigate it. I think I don't know how it was in 1986, I think, but I think these days, if somebody goes missing for a certain amount of time, it's ruled a homicide right away.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Suspected homicide until proven otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange. But they brought in this chemical that would make blood appear, which is weird. It's called luminol. I learned that it makes bleach also appear, which I guess would also be helpful to show that somebody used bleach to clean.
Yes.
But
yes,
it doesn't mean there is blood, though. It just means that there might be.
I mean, the dogs could have had an accident on the stairs or whatever, and they could have just used bleach to clean it up. So you never really know.
Absolutely. A nosebleed, it could be anything.
Yeah, exactly. And back then DNA wasn't like prominent, so you could only find out if it was the same blood type as someone. So basically, luminol test is where a chemical is sprayed. The lights are turned off, and areas where there are even tiny traces of blood residue will become visible. But like we said, we don't know if it's blood from a crime or if it's a nosebleed or if it's just, it could be the dog's blood, it could be
bleach. I mean, it could be other chemicals.
Yeah, it could be other chemicals.
While they were doing this, though, while they were spraying this and doing this test, the investigators are stating that they could hear Webb pacing back and forth in his apartment. And then I was thinking about this. So Webb is a police officer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and has police officers there doing this investigation. It's got to be a very tense time here.
Oh, yeah, and he obviously knows that he's a suspect. If he's been kept out of the investigation, which I would assume he would be after he lied to Jerry Krieger's face, he would be panicking hardcore. And
he did panic, right? Because he went... he took $3,000 out of the bank, and he was just out. He just hit the road.
Packed up his guns, and he sold his car, and he didn't wait for the test results from the luminol tests, and he just leapt it out of there. But going back to what they found in Anton's apartment, they found supposed blood traces. They found there's some blood on the staircases connecting the two apartments.
Yeah.
And they found at the top of the steps right near the start of Webb's apartment, they found a whole heap of blood. And the test did determine that it was human blood. And obviously they wanted to get into Greg Webb's apartment.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I mean, for them to just see this and they see the blood leading right to his apartment. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't arrest him. How much evidence do you need? I wonder why they didn't just arrest him on the spot.
Yeah.
Or retain, just to make sure he's not going to skip town. Take him into custody.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that when it was blatantly obvious that he was somehow involved. So I don't know why they didn't do that.
So I don't know. So you have in your notes, this is where I got confused. In your notes, it says this was also the same day that Jerry Krieger got a warrant to search inside of Webb's actual apartment. On Unsolved Mysteries, I believe they say it took them a week to get the warrant.
I think he was gone for a week when the warrant was issued.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I misunderstood then. But nonetheless,
I could be wrong.
But they go into the apartment. They find the mop, which everyone has a mop. They find a military-style coat with several bloods, and it proves to be the same blood as Anna's, sadly. In the reenactment, though, we have all of his crossbow and his rifles hanging up on the wall still. So you have to imagine he probably has a lot.
Yeah, he probably just took the best guns that he had and then packed up. We couldn't take them all, but they were hanging up in his apartment, and it makes me wonder what else is in there.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was wondering, do you bring in like artillery experts to come in and make sure there's no booby traps, and who knows what's in there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't want to think, but he is. I mean, he seemed to be quite a smart man because, like I said, he did those boot camps, and he was obviously good outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably did know how to set traps and things like that. So, they probably would have been a little bit hesitant going into his apartment, not knowing what they'd find. So, something to think about.
But, so I really like the scene where he runs off and they're like, oh, we don't know what to do. So he'd left some really weird clues, I guess, to throw them off, where he filed for an international driving permit. He posed for a passport photo. He inquired about buying firearms in Costa Rica and Honduras. So it's kind of like, is he going this way or that way? We don't know. And that's very smart.
Yeah, very smart. Yes.
The guy, like you said, the guy was very smart. He made a lot of decisions. He had dumped Anna's body specifically on a reservation because he knows that it would be out of jurisdiction for regular police.
Yeah.
So even if it bought you a few hours, it's kind of smart.
Yeah, he did think it through. I mean, and also cleaning the body, and, knowing it's winter and it slows down decomposition. Also probably, not leaving anything behind, her being killed elsewhere. It's all like he probably thought that he committed the perfect crime. Apart from, and then what gave it away was basically his little, no, I was never intimate with her.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird, though. We don't get this because it's usually one way or the other that we hear about any type of sexual abuse or any type of a sexual attack on the body. And we have to wonder, they don't mention that there wasn't, and they don't, of course, mention that there is. But normally, when the body is naked, they usually raise, it's a red flag to at least let the viewer know one way or the other.
Yes. But could they tell any sort of assault would have happened if the body was frozen?
You thaw out. I mean, not to be gross or anything, but I would imagine if they couldn't find out what her blood alcohol level is, I would imagine they could do, see if there was any type of sexual activity.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't mention it. So, yeah, I mean, but I don't think I don't know whether you describe this as like a crime of passion or whether it was just two drunk people arguing over something. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I mean, like I said, it goes back to, did they actually have a relationship or didn't they? Was it a lover's quarrel? Was it just a friendly friendly, well, not friendly, but like friends arguing?
Yeah. Like something that just kind of escalated and got out of control. Also,
yeah, I mean,
what is the reach of Lyons, Nebraska police to do an investigation properly? I have to wonder.
Yeah.
No offense to these smaller areas, of course. It's just, it's not like Los Angeles. It's not like a major city with a crime unit,
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, crime hardly ever happened there. So, I mean, her murder might have been the only murder for the entire year, so I didn't actually check that out, but it could have been.
But he got away. I mean, that's what's kind of crazy about this whole story is he got off, right? I mean, they didn't catch him. He's gone.
Yep, and he even told the mayor on the 30th that he was going to take a few days off, and that was the last time anyone in Lyons ever saw him. So, that was the end of that.
Until 1993. Do you want to talk about Mr. Brereton?
Oh, yes. So, apparently, this case was obviously, as we said, featured in season 2 of Unsolved Mysteries, but it was rerun in 1993, and someone called in saying that they actually recognised Webb, and this guy's name was John Brereton.
Don't we all dream of this when we're watching these shows, right? That you're like going to see somebody and you're not going to like them either. It's going to be the guy who's just a complete douche.
It's almost like the guy you want to turn in. You want it to be him.
Yeah, I know him. Totally. I mean, we all have people that we'd love to turn in, I guess.
Yes. But John Brereton was interviewed, and we'll get to that in a minute, but he said that he was watching the show and he recognised Greg Webb as a guy that he knew as Jim Webber, who was a construction worker. And I was
just laughing so much at him being the crime sleuth he is.
I'm going to have to say, as we both agreed, he seemed really happy to have busted Greg Webb, or he was happy that he was on TV.
He was so happy. Yeah, he's kind of like, am I going to get credit in this? Am I getting paid?
Yeah, do I get a reward? But then you also pointed out maybe he was nervous.
Yes.
As well, because sometimes when people are nervous, they smile. So then they have different facial features, like, tics and things like that. So he could have just been a bit nervous that maybe, I've turned him in, so he's going to come after me.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think he thinks this guy's going to go away forever.
Yeah, so it's okay if my face is on TV.
Right, I don't care. You can't get to me. Good luck getting to me behind bars.
If that was me, if I had to be on TV, I would want my voice altered. I want my face blanked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just be like, no. I wouldn't even be on TV if that was the case. I wouldn't even say my name as someone who turned it in. I would be just, if there's a reward,
you'd recant the entire thing.
Give it to me out the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Give the reward to me out the back.
Make it out to cash. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Some people just don't care, or maybe, who knows, maybe Unsolved Mysteries kind of has like producers who really talk you into it. Like, you're a hero, man. Come on.
Yeah, put your face on TV. He's going away forever. It's all good.
Come on, Johnny Brereton. Hero.
Yeah. But like you mentioned, and I didn't realize this until you said it, his family photo in the background is covered up by a plant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe he didn't mind his face being on TV, but he didn't want anybody recognizing his family.
Then I was thinking maybe the producers did that.
Could have been. Yeah.
Because they're like, this guy's a dead man. Let's cover up these innocent people. Jeez.
Yes, could be. But after Webb was arrested in Holly Hill in Florida, which is where he was found to be working, there was obviously he said there was no resistance.
Yeah,
he surrendered. Yeah. He entered a plea of no contest to manslaughter and tampering with evidence.
But he went away for 30 years? I mean, he went away for a long time, I bet.
Yeah, totally. Even though he was charged with first-degree murder. So, obviously he pled no contest and to manslaughter and tampering with evidence. So he took a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wish it was 30 years, but unfortunately it was only 8 years.
So Webb's attorney, Michael Levy, said that Webb had told him that he had no recollection of what happened the night his neighbour Anna died. Quote, all he knows is he and Anton were drinking heavily and he awoke to find her dead on the floor.
Crazy.
Yes, and they never mentioned anything more about it. They didn't mention this in the Unsolved Mysteries segment. We had to go find it. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much all Webb has sort of said about the night in question. And he took a deal, and he was sentenced to 8 years, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he released from prison on August 22nd, 2002. So he's out and about, folks.
For 2 decades now, he's out.
Yeah, nearly. Oh, that's scary. So
do you think it's possible that he was partying with her? And no, you know what? Forget it, because the throat slit. I mean, if the throat wasn't slit, and the bullets, no, I guess it's murder. No
I don't know about you, but I don't remember being that drunk that I decided to shoot someone twice and slash their throat.
3 times.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, I mean, I was like thinking, like, is it possible? Because he did claim that he woke up and she was dead, which is crazy. Because, like, where did the bullet holes come from?
Yeah, I mean, was it in, it's interesting because was it in his apartment or was it in her apartment? Because if it was in her apartment, he might have had to go back upstairs to get the gun.
We never hear about a murder weapon either. No recovered knife, no recovered gun.
Yep, which is very interesting. I mean, he had so many. I mean, they'd have to test so many. He probably took it with him. He probably took, when he fled, he probably took the murder weapons with him and discarded it in some river or something.
A .38 is like usually like if you see a police gun, it's like a .38 revolver. But a .38 can fit into a number of different guns.
Oh,
it's usually a handgun. But it's a very, very lethal sized bullet. But I mean, it's such a sad story. I did find out Anna did follow a couple of different religions. Baha'i faith religion, which is I call an alternative religion. And it's actually kind of interesting. Do you know Rainn Wilson from The Office?
Yes.
He follows that faith, for instance. Rosicrucianism is another religion where it kind of surrounded by secret societies. It's kind of like a little bit of Freemasony. And the Episcopal Church, which is pretty prevalent here in the United States. But she would settle and choose Catholicism as her final religion. She had a past. She was trying to find herself.
She really is a mystery. She was very, very interesting. Lots of different avenues. She almost like had a split personality. It's like she wanted them in Lyons, Nebraska to think of her a certain way, and then she just, like, on the weekends just threw caution to the wind and hit the bars down, elsewhere. But she had to have known that her reputation would somehow come back to Lyons, especially if she's friends with Shirley.
Yeah, Shirley. I want to know what Shirley's up to. She probably wrote a book or something.
Yeah, The Stranger Next Door. There you go. There's the perfect title.
I hope somebody looked into Shirley and what she was up to that night.
Yeah, interesting. She only lived across the road.
She just seems so emotionless. Like you said, she was very monotone.
Yeah.
She was happy to be there though. She loved the camera, I thought.
Yeah. She was very much like, one thing I have to go back to, she said one thing and I was like, oh, she said, after they found the body, and it's like, you mean after they found Anna? She's just like, after they found the body, and I'm like, yeah, that's a bit.
It's cold. It's very.
It's a bit cold, yeah. It's a bit. Yeah, I was like, oh, you could have just said after they found Anna and like acted sad about it, but she was like, no, they found the body, and then he came over to our place, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, more about you, Shirley. More about you.
I could see Shirley saying something like, well, I got to keep the groceries at least. At least I don't have to buy her groceries anymore and give her rides.
I don't have to take her to church anymore.
Right.
Oh,
Shirley. We all knew Shirley as well.
Yeah, there's a Shirley in every town.
Yeah, absolutely. But Laura, I want to thank you so much for getting together and doing this. You put a tremendous amount of work into this episode, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh, my pleasure. It was so much fun. Thank you, Mark.
And I hope that you'll return. I hope I didn't scare you away.
No, certainly not. I'll have to think of another episode, and there's so many to choose from. That's the problem.
Yeah, there's 100 billion of them. There's so many good ones.
I'll put on my thinking cap.
But yeah, this was a great idea of yours to cover this case. No happy ending. It's really sad. We also don't know about her family. We know nothing about this woman.
Yeah. That's why it was a complete mystery, which is also what fascinated me as well about her. She just, like I said, not even a photo. No family members spoke about her. Usually at the end of segments, there are people that say, oh, we miss her and blah, blah, blah. Nothing like that. No, just he was caught, 8 years in jail, out again, and then that's it.
Tonight we have been confronted with an entire catalog of unexplained and unsolved events. Tune in next time as Unsolved Mysteries Rewind discusses another collection of unsolved mysteries. Until then, we can only look and wonder.